Oh my gosh. That trailer was... Oh my gosh. I did not think that we'd be doing another trailer reaction so soon. And like, we didn't even have time to prepare for this one. Like, we're not even together right now.
No, I had to release a poll on our community tab just to see like if you guys even wanted to see this, because some people I saw on Twitter were murmuring that it might be a little spoilery. I don't know if I agree with that one. And John and I have watched it several times at this point because there are a lot of scenes that I know that he would want to dissect and I wanted to look up on my color theory. We'll get there. But
oh my goodness.
Oh boy. We just couldn't help ourselves. We had to jump in.
I am so fed from this trailer because honestly, it didn't, I don't know, I don't think it really gave that much away. It's just like a hype train.
Yeah, I mean, think about the last big trailer that we saw in season 2 that literally showed us how Reen got her scar on her back.
Yeah,
and, like,
no, that one was so much. But like this one just like, it just raises a lot of questions without giving answers. And I am so stoked to dive into this video. But if you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it coming from the channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another Fruits Basket upload, because we're going to be covering all of Season 3 in depth weekly. But, okay, where are we starting?
Okay, well, let's just start right with the beginning, where we see the banquet, and we see the god figure that we've seen before, and it says, "I'll hold another banquet," and mentions that this might be the final banquet, the final season. Questions?
It's the final banquet in Fruits Basket, the final. I don't think it's the final banquet because Kureno's curse has been broken. Because his curse has been broken for a while, and he's still showing up to the banquets, you know?
That is true.
And so, I think something big is going to happen with the actual god figure, Akito, that's going to make Akito essentially, like, lose God. I guess if all of the bonds get severed, then what's a god without followers? I wonder if that's what this is alluding to.
Okay, but now that we're talking about the little opening thing with Fruits Basket, the final, gotta talk about this one, because the second I saw it, I was like, ooh, color theory, love that, love my degree. So, in this trailer, and specifically in this opening, we see a lot of red. Red is being used way more than it ever has in Fruits Basket. I mean, they've always loved their sunset scenes and moments, but this is just taking it to a whole new level. Red is a very important color in Japanese culture. Red specifically is used in a lot of decorations at events. It represents happiness and joy to a certain extent, but it's also a very important color for life events. So things like weddings, birthdays, and different ceremonies. It symbolizes strength and passion. And here's where we get kind of crazy: self-sacrifice and blood. So phrases that you could think of are like getting your blood flowing, or like glowing red with anger. It's very passionate, very intense, and very deep in that kind of sense, with like the self-sacrifice and blood, which is why it was such an important color for Kyoko, and we've talked about that before with the crimson butterfly, and also the idea of like the red spider lilies, how that is so meaningful, and even down to the red camellia being so important with Akito. So red is a very important color in Fruits Basket, and we see that now in this new opening with Fruits Basket the final. So could it be ominous? Is it just really intense? We'll see. Later on, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit just so I can get this out of the way. We also see two different flowers. One is being given to Tohru by Kyo, and it is a white flower. And then we also see Shigure twice give Akito a flower. One is a camellia. Another flower is not identified yet. I will talk about that when we get to the episode. I don't want to give anything away with flower symbolism right now or anything like that. I will
What a jip.
I'm sorry. But sometimes I say flower symbolism and you start to put pieces together, so I don't want to give anything away. But for manga readers, you can look down in the pinned comments and I will be happy to talk to you underneath spoiler tags. And you can also join our Discord, link below in the description, and we have a whole spoiler chat area that none of the anime onlys sneak into, hopefully. I'm looking at some of you mods. Sometimes they're sneaky. Anyways, we can chat about manga spoilery things in there. But all of that to say, white and red are very important in this trailer, and both of them have pretty deep meanings. We'll talk more about color theory later. Don't worry, we're not over yet.
Awesome. But like, so as the trailer like actually like commences, Shigeru's starting to talk to what the trailer alludes to being as Tohru. We don't actually know that, I guess, but about how the end is near. I think that he's not talking about the end of the show, but that is also true. But more so, I think he's talking about Kyo's freedom in this context, because at least the way that the trailer's structured and how the dialogue is spliced together, someone says that it's going to be close to the end of spring, which I do believe that's about the time that Kyo's going to get imprisoned. Right after this, we see the ropes and the bonds, and that symbolizes that the bonds are starting to fray. We see that the rope like starts getting these hairlines, and like so fun fact, I'm a counselor at a ropes course right now. Like I do counseling at a ropes course, and so I work with like rope to like belay and rock climbing and all that stuff. And so anytime I see rope in this and I see it start to fray, I'm like, we would decommission that rope. That rope isn't safe to climb on. That could snap. Anytime I see it fraying like that, I'm like, oh, that's bad juju. Things are about to go down. And I know that it's obvious, but I just think it's so funny that my mind immediately goes to rock climbing. Don't be climbing on Akito's nerves right now, because she's gonna be livid. Because that rope's about to snap.
Oh my god. Okay. Go on, tell me more.
We hear Hiro mention that Rin's trying to break the curse, right?
Mm-hmm. And Hiro's looking super cute and like way older, and it makes me emotional and stuff, and oh my god. Okay.
He looks so big.
He does. His face has changed, and he doesn't look like the scrappy little fighting kid that he was. He's gonna be a big brother.
And we see one whole eye of Kisa.
Oh yeah, baby girl.
But he says that Rin's trying to break the curse, which we're aware of. Mm-hmm. But then we see something that's very curious. Very curious.
Okay.
And it's who I believe to be Rin, wearing a similar like outfit to Akito, but the hair's too long to be Akito. And so I think it's Rin laying in what I think, just by the background, it looks like the cat's cage. And I know that some stuff happens to Rin, because Haru's looking real grump in this, saying like, why did you do it? But also in the last trailer, that place was tore up. Almost like, I don't know, there was like a stampede that came out of it or something. And I think Rin goes full on horse and like gets out of there, because it's made to hold a demon cat, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's what it's meant to hold, and I assume there's some magic-y stuff that's holding the cat in there. I don't think it would hold a horse. I think she could get out if she wanted to. I don't know why she would be in there, probably because she's trying to break the curse, and Akito actively dislikes her.
Akito was like, Rin, you need to get more stable. Hold your horses. And just put her in the shed. That's what happened?
Oh, God.
Sorry, okay.
Thanks to the 5 people who are still listening to us. And so, that's all happening, and that's just, like, a lot.
Yeah, that would be a lot if that's Reen chilling in the cat's room. But I guess not so chilling, because you think she's gonna steamroll out of there.
I think that it is, though, because we know that space isn't occupied by Kyo until the end of... until they graduate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be a space to get rid of nuisances. If Akito needed to put Reen somewhere so that Reen wouldn't keep meddling because Reen got maybe a bit too close to something that she shouldn't have, whether that be a piece of information, or maybe if my theory about Ren being Akito's mother, which we're gonna talk about that here in a second, is true, maybe Ren knows something, and Ren is very protected within the inner state, and so maybe Reen went to Ren, and they had a Reen-Ren conversation about how to break the curse, and then they turn into Reen-Ren, and that makes Akito real mad, and throws Reen into a cage, and tries to rip Ren's throat out of her body.
Oh, okay, so you think Akito is choking Ren?
Yes. Because, and this is kind of tying, if you haven't watched our season 2 podcast, we talk about this a lot back in season 2, but I believe that Ren looks similar to Reen. I believe that black-haired woman who is undisclosed that we saw briefly in season 2 was Ren. I think that is the woman we see on the ground, just like having the business given to her by Akito, as Hatori's definitely like just trying to tear Akito away.
That is a theory. A game theory. Okay, so on the Akito topic, let's just talk about Akito now, honestly.
Yeah.
So all the Akito scenes, we get a lot of her. So we see her kind of, I don't know if struggle's the right word, but she's doing something with her relationships with Shigure and Kureno.
Yeah, I think struggle is a good word.
It's like, do I love him? Do I want to kiss and hold him? Or do I hate him? I can't tell. So she's working through those emotions.
Yeah.
While also wanting to control them. Very, very healthy.
Yes,
and
so healthy.
We also see another scene that you will not stop talking about.
Yes.
Would you care to share?
Oh boy. Here we go. Welcome to Shirtgate. Okay. It's the knife scene where we see what is an arm with a white cloak who I believe to be Akito. It could be Akito or it could be Reen. I think it's Akito though. And a knife pop up. And they're hugging someone. And they're wearing what appears to be a button-up shirt. Now, the thing with this button-up shirt, I think they're trying to make us think that Akito's about to stab Kureno, because we see a scene of Akito and Kureno hugging in a similar kind of lighting. Kureno, as always, is wearing that button-up shirt, right? But this is the crazy part. Okay, so if you look at the stitching on the back of the shirt.
Oh my god.
So on some like men's button-up shirts, there's kind of stitching at the top that's just like another piece of fabric that kind of separates like the back part from the shoulder part, right? That stitching is there for Mystery Man or Womans, and it's not there for Kureno. So it's not the same moment. Who is it? Well, who would dress like that? I don't think it's Shigure. Like, he doesn't typically wear button-ups or clothes like that. And typically when the back and the shoulders are separated, it's a bit more of a casual button-up, maybe like a flannel type deal. So I don't think it's Kureno either, just on a different day. So that leads...
listening to this all day.
That leaves only a couple of options, right?
Okay.
And so based on the height, it's not a hero.
Oh my god. Yes?
So I think that it could be Kyo or Yuki. I don't think it's Yuki though. So I think it's Kyo that's about to get stabbed. And that could be completely 1000% wrong, and all of this logic could be out the window, but none of it could make sense. And maybe just the change in scene to getting closer or further away means it's Kureno's. I don't think it's that though. I think it's Kyo. Because Haru's too fashionable to be wearing just a button up like that. So who's the only male left? Allie? Who's the only male left? It's Kyo.
I mean, if my boy says it's Kyo, then it's Kyo now.
It's Kyo. Kyo's getting stabbed. It's not Ayame.
Okay.
Ayame's too fabulous. Sorry.
But like, so I just have to test you, okay? I just have to try.
Okay.
I have to try.
Okay.
Maybe Rin is wearing a white kind of robe, kimono, I don't know, situation. I don't know all the names for all their different robes. I wish I did. Would maybe Rin, would she stab someone? Because we have seen Akito wear button-up shirts like that, although they're usually white. Who's to say that the lighting didn't make it grayish?
True.
Could it be Rin stabbing Akito?
You see, I hear what you're saying.
But now do you feel like I'm trying to throw you off the trail? I'm just trying to pick at you. Come on,
no.
give me something.
So it could be Rin. I also think if it was Rin, she would be stabbing Kyo.
Do you think Rin would stab Kyo?
No. If it is Rin, it's Shigure that's being stabbed. If it's Rin, then it's Shigure being stabbed, and he's just having he's going crazy. He's having a casual day. I don't know, but
okay. People that could be holding the knife include Akito and Rin.
Yes.
People who could be being stabbed include Kyo at choice number 1.
Yes.
And then after that follows Shigure and Kureno in like.
It's not Kureno.
It's not Kureno at all?
It's not Kureno.
Oh, I thought you were, like, kind of there. Okay,
no,
so
I was...
It's just...
No, yeah, see, that's what they want us to think.
Oh my god.
Why? Who has any motive to kill Kureno? He's gone. He's out. He's not a chess piece anymore. We're playing damage control at this point with this curse. Okay, because if Kyo dies, or even if Shigure dies, then they get reincarnated. At least there's one bond left. So it can't be Kureno. Kureno's not a player anymore. Kureno is just pain in Akito's eyes, and there's no reason for Rin to kill him.
Okay, so you think that Akito's motive to kill would be so that the bonds would continue. Even if it's not even in her lifetime, it would be like the god spirit saying like you have to kill them so that the bonds can prevail.
Yeah, because if their lives persist, then the bonds have a higher likelihood of like fraying, and you gotta retire that rope.
You can't belay with that thing anymore. It's unsafe. Okay.
Exactly.
After Shirtgate,
yes.
Do you have anything more you want to talk about with Akito?
Well, there's the box. I don't really have a crazy amount to talk about with the box, other than I think it just denotes the same thing that the box for Yuki was denoting. Kind of, it's just a much more ornate kind of box that everything is being trapped inside of Akito. And Akito is just like really kind of just so compartmentalized in her relationships that it's literally tied shut with a bow.
And let's talk about that bow, because that bow is red.
Red.
So that bow, color theory time again, symbolizing strength, passion, self-sacrifice, and blood. So that's kind of intense, that is what is binding this whole box together, so it cannot be opened. The box itself is black, which denotes non-being, mystery, night, and anger, which mystery is very good to be using with this box because we don't really know, like, what is the lid covering, what is the box, what's in the box, what's Akito hiding, what's going on here. And also, there is a flower on the side. I think those might be camellias, but it's also a very small, detailed little flower drawing on the side that I can't really tell. So I'm not going to make any crazy ideas about the flower symbolism, but the color gold is a symbol of the sun and of God's power and mercy. It's usually used in like temples and shrines and things like that. So all of these are very intense, very important colors, and it's crazy that red, self-sacrifice, blood, holding it all together, very intense. What does it mean? You don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
True. But yeah. Oh, there's the one person, who was talking to Akito, the person we don't know,
the mysterious long-haired, white-haired person who looks straight out of Howl's Moving Castle. That's what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah, it's the crossover of the century. I do have an idea about that person. I think it's a good idea. I think that's Akito. This is either gonna be like a transcendent theory or it's gonna be the stupidest thing I've ever said, but I'm going for it anyways.
I mean, you already started strong with I think it's Akito. Please keep going.
Well, in a way, so I think it's, so you know how they hear the voices of the Zodiacs, or not maybe like the voices, but they have like the urges of the Zodiac to go to God.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I think this might be God talking to Akito. Maybe it's not like an actual physical individual talking to Akito. Maybe it's God just kind of being there in front of Akito, kind of almost like a spiritual kind of being, if that makes sense. Like the person with white hair is the God spirit, because the only like vision of the God spirit that we see is a very long-haired individual at the very beginning of this trailer and of the series, with white hair. And so I think that could be, I think God got a little bit of a haircut, and that's who this is.
Okay, so that's who you think this mysterious Howl's Moving Castle person is. One
Or
can
her
only
dad.
hope that they will have
Or her
as
dad.
much
Yeah.
beautiful personality as Howl. Anyways, that's a different anime. Okay.
Yes.
So now that we have gone through all of our Akito information, you want to just wrap it up with all the feel-good stuff?
Oh boy, oh boy.
Is it shipping time?
Yes, it's shipping time, and I want to know how you feel about this.
Okay. So that means that we're starting with Kyoru.
Yes.
Since you said that. Okay. I am obviously ecstatic. However, wish it wasn't included in the trailer because your girl has been waiting so many years for this sheet hugging scene. And like, you know me, I will beg for any Kyoru crumb that I can get. So like, not saying that this is some crazy scene or anything. They're literally hugging and that's all it takes for me.
I mean, that's like a big deal
I'm
though.
Happy. Yeah, it is a big deal. But I mean, like, if they look at each other, I'm happy, okay? I like freak out and I call that a good episode. So don't go crazy with any Ali spoiled theories. However, I have been waiting for this scene for a really long time because I think it's really cute and it makes me really emotional. We also, speaking of emotional, see Tohru cry a lot. And I love that this trailer is just Tohru and Akito crying. Because, like, I mean, does that get you excited for this season? Does that give you a preview of how you're gonna feel?
Season 3, it's like subtitle is trauma.
Yeah.
Just
Ouch.
childhood trauma this season.
Childhood trauma this season. Oh my God. The new subtitle.
That's not funny. Childhood trauma is not funny at all. Oh my gosh.
It's not funny. It's just like accurate, and that's why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
They both,
But
something's going on.
there's a lot going on. And this trailer, like, I know we've talked about this before, but they're really hammering home that Akito and Tohru have very much a yin and yang kind of thing going on. I think my prediction is as the season unfolds, we'll see a little bit of like Tohru in Akito and a little bit of Akito in Tohru.
Last color theory, I promise. We have to talk about the color white because Akito gets a red flower and Tohru gets a white one. So, color theory on that, red and white are both really important colors, like I said. So, white, it kind of denotes death and mourning, but it does it in more of like a peaceful kind of way that stands for like purity and truth, whereas red is more like the self-sacrifice and blood thing like I talked about. So that's kind of important just with like Kyoko and Tohru, but also with Tohru and Akito, the difference between their flowers and how they're being gifted to them. And so white also is kind of like the color of snow, or like starting on a blank page, or going back to your roots. And those are the kind of phrases and ideas that you would put with white. But both of the colors are really important. They are both used for decorations at events. They mean happiness, they mean joy. One is more purity and truth, one is more self-sacrifice, but both of them are focusing on death and mourning.
But yeah, I think this season is gonna be like last season was very Yuki, I think this season is going to be very Tohru Akito. Like they are the main characters. Like obviously Toru's always been a main character, and Akito's always been like an antagonist. But I think it's going to be very Tohru and Akito this season. We really don't know that much about Tohru. And so I think from seeing her crying over her mother's literal corpse to crying in like a full black attire, which we've only seen her in black attire like that, I believe once, and that was when she visited her mother's grave. And so I think there's gonna be a funeral this season. Don't know who for. I actually don't think it's gonna be. It's either gonna be someone super consequential, or it's gonna be. I don't want to call her grandpa inconsequential, but like.
He doesn't appear as often as the other characters.
Yeah. So it's either gonna. I think the person who's actively going to die is either going to be Green or her grandpa.
And not the person getting stabbed?
No.
Oh, they're gonna live.
Yes. I think Kyo could get stabbed and live. He, like, I mean, dude's like the Hulk, but like Demon Cat. Like, just take off the bracelet and he's good. And what could a little knife do to Big Demon Cat? Not that much, I don't think.
True. I mean, like, he hit that tree. Do you remember that in the last episode of season? He like brought down the whole mountainside.
Yeah. No, I'm like kind of joking, but like also like a little bit serious. Like I don't think I think he could get stabbed, but I don't think he really has anything to worry about in terms of physical harm. So that's the Kyoru stuff.
Yeah, so now it's your turn. Go ahead, let it out. Cry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You squealed.
Oh my gosh. Did you see that Yuchi moment?
Really cute.
She blush.
She do be blushing.
Oh.
She be blushing. It's really cute to compare her little blushing face to how we meet her, like all freaked out in the room with all the papers and the books, and oh, it's so cute.
She is smitten like a kitten, Allie, but not like a kitten, like a rat.
God, okay. Yes, she is. She is smitten, and it's really adorable. And Yuki he's out here saying that he needs to tell her that he's not just like a normal human being.
Oh, are we really gonna be adding Machi to the curse-breaking squad? I'm so stoked, though. That was really cute, and I'm so happy. Their hair is so compatible, and we talked a long time about this trailer, and I think it deserved every moment.
Color theory alone. I had a field day.
Yes. And
I had fun.
And I had fun theorizing whether those theories are good or more than likely bad. So, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it coming from this channel, then make sure to like this video, subscribe, and why even ring that notification bell so you never miss another upload. And if you weren't aware, we have officially launched merch. So, we have the link to our Teespring page down in the description below. So if you like our Hana Katoba design, which is very Fruits Basket inspired, or our crow design, which is much more Persona 5 inspired, make sure to check that out because it's honestly probably the best way to support the channel. But as always, we hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, a fantastic rest of your week, and why not even a fantastic rest of your month. And we will see you in the next video. Later.
See ya.